Hi, I'm Chief Meteorologist Tony Petrarca in the Pinpoint 12 Forecast Center. You've clicked on the Weather Now link. Late night update. It's almost midnight, 11:45 Tuesday night. I want to give you some information on a coastal storm. It's going to impact our weather really the next several days. Take a look at Doppler radar as of, again, almost midnight. We've been dry, but you can see precipitation offshore. This is going to back in, so when we wake up early Wednesday morning, we do expect some of this rain to be working in. A chilly, breezy, raw, and wet day. And here's the setup. We got wet weather coming up for Wednesday. Now, this coastal storm taking shape right now is going to impact our weather Wednesday through Friday. Though I think the worst of the storm, even though we're getting rain on Wednesday, would be more of a later Wednesday night, peaking on Thursday as far as the strongest wind. There's some heavy rain and extending into at least on a Friday morning. And the net result here, this will be a nor'easter, will be rain, wind, and waves. So here's how it breaks down. Big waves, big surf developing over the next several days. Heavy rain. I'm thinking over the 3-day period, Wednesday through Friday, at least 1 to 3 inches of rain. But amounts in southeastern Mass, the Cape, and the islands may be higher, 2, 3, even 4 inches of rain out there. Strong wind gusts. Now, it'll be windy everywhere, but because obviously this is an ocean storm, then clearly the strongest winds are going to be felt along the south coast and the islands, especially on Thursday with the height of the storm. A slight chance of some embedded thunder within some of these downpours that we're expecting. Again, satellite and radar composite showing the rain is not too far offshore, and this will move into the area beginning early on Wednesday morning. So what we have is this circle right in here. Actually, two circulations and two areas of low pressure, which will more or less sort of merge into one developing storm. And the problem is that as it intensifies, it's going to stall, kind of sit in one area for a couple of days, and while we have a prolonged stretch of rainy and windy weather. So let's jump ahead now. This is Wednesday evening at 8 o'clock. Now, the red L represents the storm center. Now, watch what happens from Wednesday evening all the way until Friday morning. That storm pretty much sits in the same area. Here we are Thursday morning, 8 a.m., rain and wind. Thursday night, 6 o'clock in the evening, storm pretty much in the same spot. Friday morning, 8 a.m., still circulating some windswept rain. Doesn't really start to edge away until sometime on Saturday. Our wave height forecast, now our computer guidance can predict wave heights over the ocean. And no surprise here, you see this maximum offshore, wave heights of 15, almost 20 feet offshore. So these swells, these rollers and waves are going to increase along our coastline over the next several days, especially come Thursday and Friday, but even on Wednesday they'll start to build. So just common sense stuff here in situations like that. Like this, stay off the rocks and the jetties, as the surf will certainly be on the rise, and certainly some dangerous rip currents as well. All right, let's take you through into Wednesday morning. Here we are. This is 7 a.m., temps in the upper 50s, rain working in. It's pretty much rain all day, off and on. Noontime, it doesn't even get to 60. It's in the mid and upper 50s. Wind picking up a little bit along the coastline. 4 o'clock Wednesday evening for the commute, rain, and then the rain becoming heavier later tomorrow night, and the wind picking up as well. As of now, the only high wind watch that we have is for the Cape, the islands, and actually includes Block Island. From Thursday morning 6 a.m. to Friday morning 6 a.m. Now, it does not include the south coast of Rhode Island, Newport, Narragansett, out towards New Bedford. Though right in this area, we may have to have a high wind watch at some point. Bottom line, there's going to be some strong wind down here, even though we're not seeing the area shaded in yellow. It's just that the confidence is higher for the Cape, the islands, and Block Island. So bottom line, it will be windy. In the meantime, your Wednesday morning, it is cloudy, breezy, with rain likely, kind of chilly and raw. Temps in the mid-50s, and not much higher than the mid to upper 50s on Wednesday afternoon. Periods of rain likely. The breeze picking up, nothing extreme, but the wind picking up, especially along the coastline. And then the height of the strong wind later Wednesday night, and especially on Thursday and into Friday morning. Yuck, look at this. Through at least Saturday morning. Thursday, windswept, heavy rain, raw, 55. Boy, that Patriots game does not look comfortable, unfortunately. Rain and wind likely for Thursday night football in Foxborough. So if you're going to the game, obviously dress accordingly. Friday, rain and wind continues, especially during the morning hours. That storm is still sitting off the coastline. Now, Saturday is not a stormy day, though we do have some lingering showers, especially during the morning. The trend, fortunately, over the holiday weekend is for improving weather. In fact, by Saturday evening, Saturday night, we're drying out. Sunday and Columbus Day Monday at this point are looking pretty good. So 3 days worth of rain and wind, the worst of which would be Wednesday night, especially on Thursday, and extending into Friday morning, but even into Friday evening, Friday night, still some rain and some gusty conditions. So that's the latest. Check back with Michelle. It's almost midnight now. She'll be in here shortly. And, of course, the Eyewitness News morning team starting bright and early at 4:30 a.m., and she'll have some updates as well. It'll be interesting to see whether or not the Weather Service extends any kind of a wind advisory of some sort along the Rhode Island coastline. That may be needed. So some stormy times ahead. That's the latest Weather Now update. Thanks for logging in. We'll talk to you soon.